Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week I'm sharing 4 meals with you. We did eat out one night for our 2-year legal anniversary. We got married 2 years ago, but we had our wedding reception this year. Kind of confusing, but anyways, I have 4 meals for you and then one day that we ate out. So let's get into this week's What's for Dinner. I've been trying really hard lately not to eat out as much, but I've been dying to have some canes. So I decided to make a homemade sauce, and I think this is the closest sauce I've ever made. So we're starting with 1 cup of mayonnaise, followed by a 1/2 cup of ketchup, and then I'm going to add in some seasonings. I think I added a tad too much garlic, but it was still very, very close. So I added 1 teaspoon of garlic, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of Tony's Creole seasoning, a 1/2 teaspoon of vinegar, and a 1/2 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. I got that mixed together and I put it in the refrigerator to chill for a few hours. To make my almond flour chicken strips, I'm adding in 3/4 cup of almond flour and 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And then seasoning wise, I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon of dried parsley, a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Now, I've made this before, but it's been a long time since I made this specific recipe. I started mixing this up and realized that I had left myself a note on the recipe to double the seasonings. So I went back through and added more seasonings, which you're seeing right now. Once that was all mixed together, I just set that aside. I have 2 chicken breasts right here that I cut all the extra fat off of, and you can use chicken tenders for this, but I already had chicken breasts in the refrigerator, so I'm just using those. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these into smaller strips. Now getting everything ready, I have my air fryer basket right here ready to go, and I have 1 egg that I'm just going to whisk up really quick. So we are going to take our chicken and we are just going to dip it in the egg first. Then it's going to get dipped into the breading and then into the air fryer basket. And also I do spray the inside of my basket whenever I do something with breading, because I do not want it to stick by chance. Usually they don't stick to the bottom of this. I believe it's a non-stick tray, but just to be safe so the breading doesn't get pulled off, I always add a little extra spray. I do have enough chicken here that I will have to do 2 batches. So this is the very first batch, and then after these ones are done, I'll just switch them over and then do my second batch. And I do cook these on 375 for about 10 to 12 minutes. After that, I went ahead and threw in some tater tots for Elijah. I'm not a big fan of tater tots, but he likes them, so I made him some of those as well. And then on the stovetop, I'm starting this box of macaroni and cheese. When it's done, I don't exactly follow the box directions. I pour in the powder and then I just add a little bit of milk. We don't like a lot of milk in here. I actually wasn't even eating this. I made this for Elijah as well for him to take to work. But I mix that together with just a little bit of milk. We don't like it super runny. And then I add in a little bit of shredded cheese because this is the Walmart brand and I just feel like it needs a little something extra. So just a tiny bit of shredded cheddar goes in there as well. For my side dish, I'm starting about 2 tablespoons of butter and just a little bit of oil in my pan. And then I'm going to cut up 1 zucchini. I like to cut them into half moons. And I'm just going to cook these until they start to crisp up. I'm using my go-to seasoning for zucchini, this Parmesan Ranch seasoning. I pick it up at Walmart in the gardening area. And then a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of black pepper, and that's it. Once they have this beautiful color and are tender, I know they're done. And I'm going to show you what I packed Elijah's lunch in. So he's going back tonight, so I'm going to be packing his dinners away for him to take to work. Here's his macaroni and cheese, his cane sauce. I gave him one of the leftover brownies that I'll be sharing soon with you guys. And then here is his chicken and tater tots, and that should be enough for him to get through his day. And then here's my plate with my chicken and my cane sauce. I know it's a lot of sauce, but that's the whole reason I made it and I enjoyed it. And then this is my zucchini and this dinner was top notch. Next up, I made this chicken tortilla soup. I actually just shared this in my soup video on Wednesday, so I'll link that below for you if you're interested in the recipe. On this day, I made eggs Ala Goldenrod. My husband had never heard of this, but my dad used to make it all the time, so I decided to make it for him. And I just have some hard-boiled eggs here. I think I made 6 or 7, and I use this egg cooker. I just used it, that's why it's dirty, but that is the egg cooker I use. Got it from Walmart. And then I'm also cooking these sausage links in my air fryer as well. I'm just going to start with a couple tablespoons of butter in my pan, about 2 to 3. And then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of flour. I'm going to whisk that together really well and let that flour cook out for just a minute. In total, I'm using about 2.5 cups of milk. I'm going to add it in slowly, whisking each time to make sure it gets combined well. And I'm just going to continue whisking this until it has thickened up. Over on my cutting board, I cut up all my eggs and I'm going to add them all into the gravy I made. Essentially, this is an egg gravy. I do not leave the egg yolks out like some people do. I think traditionally people leave them out and then sprinkle them on the top. My dad never made it that way, and I just like it all combined in the sauce together. Salt and pepper is definitely going to be to taste. I add a ton of salt and pepper. I like it with lots of seasoning. Some people like it lightly seasoned, so you can season it however you want to. I would start with a little bit and then add more and more until you get it to the taste that you like. You will also need bread with this, so I just toasted these up in the toaster, and then you are just going to put your egg gravy right over the top. I like to finish mine off with a little bit of paprika on the top. I don't think a lot of people do that. I could be wrong, but I like it this way. And then of course I served it with these sausages I cooked in the air fryer on 375 for about 8 minutes. Tonight it was actually just me at home, so I made myself a bacon and veggie wrap. I love these. I just cook up a few slices of bacon. This is actually only 2 slices. I cut them in half just so they cook a little better in the skillet. And then I have a large burrito, tortilla, and I am just going to add a little bit of shredded lettuce into this, and I kind of move it to one side a little bit more because I'm going to roll this, and it just makes it a lot easier. And then I have a couple slices of Roma tomato. I'm just going to line that over my lettuce with a little bit of red onion. I use regular onion too, but red is my favorite to use in these. And then I like to add mozzarella cheese. My favorite is thick slices like this though. Shredded cheese is fine. I've done that many times, but I really prefer it to have this nice thick cheese. Usually I will use an avocado, but since I have this guacamole in the fridge, I just decided to go ahead and squirt some of this on. I love these squirt bottles. They keep it from turning brown, and I feel like it lasts so much longer. And then I just add my cooked bacon on top of there. Now I'm going to start rolling it up. I try to keep it as tight as possible. That way, when I stick my toothpicks through, it holds everything very nicely. And I stick one toothpick through each end, and this is just so it holds it together until I'm ready to eat. And then I just like to take a sharp knife and cut it down the middle at an angle just because it makes it feel fancier. But yeah, this is how I make my bacon and veggie wraps. And I'm also having it with this sweet and salty cashew bar. I love these, and the almond ones, they're my favorite. And then this is what my finished plate looked like. I served it with just a little cup of spicy ranch to dip it in. For our anniversary dinner, we went to Red Lobster because of endless shrimp. This was my plate. I got this bacon parmesan shrimp scampi, which was super delicious, with this Alfredo linguine shrimp, and then this loaded baked potato. And then Elijah got this plate here with the same bacon parmesan shrimp scampi, and then the Walt's favorite shrimp, and then french fries. And then after this we did try the, I think it was called the Argentine red shrimp with rice, also very good. But anyways, that was this week's dinner, you guys. I really hope that you will subscribe if you haven't already. I will have a new video up for you on Wednesday, and I cannot wait for you to see it.